If summer trips are on the horizon for you and your family, get ready to buckle up. We've got some travel tips from aviation insider Katrina Epp. She's a former flight attendant. She is a pilot. She is a mom who knows how to keep stress levels down when it comes to traveling with children. Katrina is joining us from Leduc, Alberta. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Nice to see you too, Lindsey.
Okay, we have so much to get to. So we are going to start with something that seems fairly obvious. Get to the airport early. Now, how early are we talking about?
If the time that you should get there is an hour and a half ahead of time, give yourself more time. I know it's super obvious, but okay, cool. I'm traveling Air Canada, but am I going to domestic or international? And then where are those, right? They're going to be at completely different ends of the airport, likely. If you're going out of Toronto, we have two terminals, 1 and 3. 2's missing. And parking, unless you're getting dropped off or taking a cab to the airport, parking can be really, really confusing. And it might not even be on site of the airport. You might have to take a shuttle from who knows where to get there. And I've been stumped by that one before.
So if they say to get there an hour and a half early, you should get there, what, like 2.5, 3 hours earlier?
Maybe not that early. I would say maybe give yourself an extra half an hour just to get your bearings. You're going to thank yourself and just be a little more relaxed, especially if you're with kids.
Yes. Okay, so some airports have these kid zones. What do those kid zones look like?
Yeah, so most of the major airports across Canada have kid zones. I actually have a little list of exactly where they are on my airport, exactly where to find them. And often they're aviation themed, or they are themed around that town or city's kind of whatever they have going on there. So they're lots of fun, and they are, especially for little kids, like they might not be able to use the slides and, the ball pits or whatever are there. But they're usually like soft, squishy grounds. So toddlers and little ones can go ahead and burn some energy before getting on the airplane and do it safe as well.
They need like a little track that they can just run them. Like I can run my
Totally.
kids before we can. I wonder if they have that.
Maybe. I think that's just anywhere. You can do that wherever you like.
That's the whole airport. All right, your next tip is for people traveling with at least 2 adults. You are all about dividing and conquering, particularly when it comes to boarding. So maybe explain that to us.
Yeah, for sure. And I know it can feel weird. So they call for families to go and get on the airplane. And I suggest that one adult, if your kids are still really like amped up and like party time, send one adult onto the airplane when they call for that. And I know it's going to seem really weird when you're like just a single adult going onto the airplane when they've called children, but you're likely going to have a million bags on you and people will probably figure it out. And I always just tell the gate agent, hi, my kids are back here with my husband. I'm just going to go on the plane ahead of time and get it all set up so they can spend as little time as possible on the airplane. And then so my husband or I will spend time in the kid zone or running around the imaginary track in the terminal with the kids. And then last minute, like the last ones to get on, they are burned a little bit of extra energy.
Wait, so
and we'll hopefully hang out.
But I feel like you're going to get some pushback on that. If you arrive and you're like, my kids are back there somewhere, so I'm going to go on first. I feel like you need like proof of child to be like, this one's mine, right?
Well, usually, I mean, just like grab their bags and be like, I promise I have children. Look at all the kid stuff I got.
That's the kid passport.
People usually. Yeah.
Okay, I love this next point. So you point out children obviously here know a lot on flying day. So you are suggesting making flight bags. So what is that?
Yeah, so we all here know a lot. Like, no, you can't bring this. It is over 100 milliliters. Throw it out. This isn't, but you know what I mean. We all here know so often. So this is I have a 2.5-year-old. This is his designated flight bag, or car travel bag if we're going on a car trip. And when this comes out, he knows it's time, and we fill it with some toys. Often we find just random new to him toys. So we'll go to like our local thrift store and just find some higher quality, less expensive toys that aren't going to fall apart in a minute, like kind of versus the dollar store stuff. And if we lose it, it's not really that big a deal because we got it for a bargain. So it's all new to him and it's exciting. And then we have in our bags kind of the master list. So we have his little refillable snack bags here that he can eat as much as whatever's in here as he'd like. And then when he kind of gets bored of that, we have extra snacks in our bag that we just refill it. We'll switch out some toys depending on how long the flight is. So he is 100% in control of this bag. He just can do what he'd like.
It's the ultimate toy bag. Katrina, we really appreciate your time. Some great tips. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. We'll talk to you next time.
Sounds good. All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.